What's up, y'all? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing good. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video on my channel. If you like this video, please feel free to take some time and check out some other videos on my channel. If you like the other videos that you see on my channel, please feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe. It's really appreciated. Most importantly, your time is appreciated. That is what is truly appreciated. About a month or so ago, I made this video because I was anticipating Mr. Crockett. It looked like a very interesting concept. It looked like a very interesting movie. So I kind of want to talk about some of the ideas that I thought would come out from the movie and some of the themes that I thought they would tackle. Feel free to take some time and check out that video on my channel. I thought it was a really good video. I really enjoyed making it because I was highly anticipating Mr. Crockett and what I thought some of the themes and ideas and concepts in this movie were going to be. This past weekend, I watched Mr. Crockett, and while I think it was better than Bad Hair, I liked it better than Them, I liked it better than, way better than The Deliverance, overall, Mr. Crockett was a bit of a disappointment. So this is a review, reaction, more of like a reaction, some thoughts that I had coming out of seeing this movie, and after some conversations that I've had. I'm not going to say Mr. Crockett was a bad movie. I've seen a lot of people say it was terrible, it was trash. I'm not going to say it was bad. I just think that there was a lot that was left on the table. And also, there will be no spoilers in this, so no spoilers, no need for a spoiler warning. I'm not going to ruin anything. A lot of the themes and the concepts that they did, they weren't expected. Even though they were unexpected, they were still disappointing to me. I wish they would have leaned a little bit more into the idea of one of the good ones, the Mr. Cosby, Mr. Rogers theme. Even though they did, they kind of veered off a little bit to a degree. Watching Mr. Crockett highlights a lot of the issues with the black horror genre. I don't even know if this movie was directed by a black person. The cast was predominantly black, and this was a black themed horror movie, clearly. Another major issue with Mr. Crockett, I learned this later after initially coming to learn about this movie. This is based on a short. After watching this, you can tell this was the adaptation of something that was shorter into something that was longer. The longer version, it was not a bad movie. It was not trash to me. You can really tell that it was extended. It was something that was maybe like 15-20 minutes, and they put another hour on it. And you really feel that watching this movie and coming out of this movie. That, to me, ties into this movie leaving a lot on the table and leaving a lot desired. Having a conversation with somebody about Mr. Crockett, I think Mr. Crockett highlights a lot of the major issues that are happening in black horror right now. I've talked about this before on my channel. I'm not going to say that Jordan Peele completely hurt the genre, but I think he has played a role in hurting the genre to a degree. And we don't want to knock somebody for their success. We don't want somebody to feel ashamed for their success. But at the same time, his success has had an impact on other parts of the genre. Because it just seems like everything wants to be a Jordan Peele type movie. And I'm not going to say everything is. I'm not going to say Jordan is the standard. He is the original standard, because there were black horror movies before Jordan Peele. There will be black horror movies after Jordan Peele. But you can really feel it in the genre now, as to where studio execs and people that are making decisions are like, they're probably whispering in somebody's ear, make this like a Jordan Peele movie. Because a lot of the black horror genre movies, they are very cookie cutter. They follow a straight and narrow path. They don't diverge from that path, and they follow that path. If one movie does it, or one thing does it, everybody else does it. And they do it similar. They don't stray away, and they don't really do anything to differentiate themselves in the long run. The other thing is, black horror has become so tied into a social message that oftentimes it hurts the story. Mr. Crockett could have leaned a little bit more into its social message, but it was still there. And I think that hurt the story a little bit. I'm not going to say it ruined the story, but I think it hurt the story a little bit. Black horror movies should try to veer away. If they're going to lean into the social issues, social horror, I think they have to be willing to take huge risks now. And I think that's the big issue, is they are not willing to take huge risks. That makes me want to go into another thing. This is part of it, but it's a question that I have. Could a black director with a predominantly black cast direct a movie like Terrifier? Would a black director with a predominantly black cast take a chance or be given a chance with a movie like Terrifier? Could a black director with a majority predominantly black cast direct a movie like Longlegs? And this isn't about if they are skill-wise able to. The question is, could they pull it off? Again, not about skill, but could they pull it off, have a studio put it out? Or would they pull it off? Because you see with a lot of black horror themed content, they're only willing to go so far. And oftentimes when they try to push it too far, it doesn't land the way it should. I think them is one of those stories where they tried to push it too far, but they tried to push it too far with their social issues, and it didn't land to me. And some of the stuff they did in them just didn't land to me. The question is, how far would a black director with a predominantly black cast, how far would they be willing to go? I know originally a lot of people thought that a black person directed The Strange Thing About the Johnsons. I think they thought it was like an evil Tyler Perry, or to some people an eviler Tyler Perry. So finding out that it was Ari Aster was a bit of a shock. It also made sense. Would a black director be able to push the limits and do something like The Strange Thing About the Johnsons? It's not a question of skill at all, because I believe that there's plenty of directors who would be able to do it. Plenty of black directors. I look at Shaka King. Shaka King hasn't even directed a horror movie, but if you look at the way he's able to create tension, the way he was able to create tension in Judas and the Black Messiah, I absolutely believe he could do it. I absolutely believe he could push it. But the question is, could they? Would they? Because it often seems like nowadays black directors are not willing to push it. They're not willing to go that extra mile, take that risk to truly make something that is scary or terrifying, like blood-curdling terrifying. At least the way that I look at it. Back to Mr. Crocket. It was all there. It was right there. It had a good story to me. The concept is really good. It was right there. And they could have done so much with it. But it just felt like they didn't go far enough. It felt like they didn't truly take any risk. For the risk that they did take for this being a black themed horror film, they didn't take the risk far enough. And that could be nitpicking. That could be just, it is what it is. But I wish they would have dug a little bit deeper, gone a little bit further into some things that they just didn't go into. And I think that is an issue with black horror in general these days, is oftentimes they don't go deeper. Like if you look at Deliverance, I think Deliverance was terrible. I did not like it. I'm not going to say it was terrible. I personally didn't like it. But that part of that is because it just didn't go there for me. I think there's so much potential in a lot of this black horror themed content, but it goes back to, I think that studio execs are telling these directors, telling these people to say, all right, Jordan Peele, we need a Jordan Peele like movie. And it's hurting these movies. I'm not going to say that we need to see a black director direct something like Longlegs or Terrifier or Hereditary or The Strange Thing About the Johnsons, but I do think we need to see black directors that are taking risks when it comes to horror movies. Don't just do the norm. Yes, a lot of black horror is socially conscious, is socially themed, but if you're going to do it, take a risk. Like, try to leap out, get off the porch. And I know that's hard. I get it. I understand it's hard. Mr. Crocket could have been really good. It could have been great, but it fell short. Not going to say it was bad, not going to say it was trash. Personally, to me, I think everybody should check it out. I think it could be a Halloween movie for people to enjoy. I'm never going to watch it again, personally. I'm not going to say it was bad. I just wish that there had been more risk taken and they'd also dove a little bit deeper. But I also understand there may have been restrictions placed on this movie because they were taking it from something that was short to something that was longer. We do need more black directors to take risks. That is why I would love to see Shaka King direct a horror movie. I would love to see it. I want to see it. I said that I would love to see him direct Blade, but I would love to see him direct a horror movie as well. Hopefully it happens for him. This also has me intrigued to see Ryan Coogler's take on vampire movies. We don't really know if it's vampires. Everybody believes it's vampires based on the conversations and everything, it may not be. Maybe it's vampire-esque, vampire-ish. Maybe it's not vampires that we think it is. But I think Ryan Coogler is somebody who could change up the genre similar to what Jordan Peele did. Not going to say it'd be a dramatic shift, but I think he could start a certain shift, and we'll see. But I'm intrigued. So, Mr. Crockett, a bit of a disappointment. I'm not going to say it was a bad movie. Everybody should check it out. Give it some time. At the end of the day, hey, it is what it is. But thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you don't like this video, feel free to check out some other videos on my channel. And if you like those, then subscribe. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you giving me your time to check out this video. And I hope you continue to have a good one. I hope you continue to be blessed.